taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my best. I don't even know your name, but you got me. 'Cause you're old to die. We don't know what happens next, but you got me. 'Cause I'm next in line. You make it look so easy, making me feel so dreamy. Never wanna pay for drinks, but you got me. 'Cause you're old to die. Got me locked in now. Go ahead and take a shot. Do you really want me? Maybe you're just playing. The way you're making it move, yeah, you do it so smooth. Make it all about you. Can have it all if you want. Taking the chance, stuck in my head, not gonna leave you to die. Taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my best. Taking the chance, stuck in my head.
Thing about you calling out to me, I got to hold ya. Baby, I'm not running around looking for nobody else. I've got one thing on my mind, I already hear the bells. I'm a victim of love, calling out to heaven above for ya. I mean every little word. I can't get you out of my mind. Oh baby, every curse like a new adventure, pulling me into the center closer. Yeah, baby, I'm not playing.
Hey, you guys, this is your boy Rodney Howell, and welcome to another episode of Shop Talk. Yes, it is going down tonight. We've been in the salon talking about a whole bunch of stuff, just a little gossip. Tonight, we're going to be talking about you guys dating after divorce. I have some amazing women on here, and I got a brother that's supposed to show up soon. But before we get started, I got to bring my Shop Talk girls on. My sister Joy Santiago. What's happening, Joy?
Hey, Rodney. How are
How
you?
are you? Beautiful.
Good.
Awesome. And then my sister, Miss Sheila Asbury in the house.
Hey, Rodney. Hey, Joy.
What's happening, Sheila? What's happening, you guys? We have an amazing guest on tonight. And thanks to Joy, she's an associate of Joy's, and she is absolutely fabulous. And her name is Jessie Bell Elliott. Come on in, Jessie.
Hi, everybody.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jessie, for being a part
Thank you for having me.
Our show. Yeah, tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun, ladies, a whole lot of fun. What we're going to do is we're going to introduce you guys. We're going to go on one-on-one towards the end of the show so that we can get all the information about Jessie, because I don't want to screw up your bio. So I need you to tell how amazing she. Y'all watch this woman. She is an amazing sister. Yes, I said sister.
Yes,
so she's going to tell you her story in a minute, you guys, as well as Joy and Sheila. These are some powerful women. Now, Joy's married. She's off the market. Sheila's still single, and it's coming. It's coming. And Jessie's dating a younger guy. Did you say, Jessie?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Yes, I am.
How awesome is that?
Well, I was married to someone that was almost 20 years older. And before that, I had two ex-husbands. And the first one was almost 10 years older. So it's the first time. But, I'm slightly immature in a lot of ways. And he's amazing, and he's mature and manly in things that matter.
And that's all that matters, baby.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Does he have a
you can't
brother,
tell
Jesse? Does he have
who
a brother?
you
He
fall in love
does.
with. Yeah,
He
yeah.
does, girl. He does. And
There
he's a
you go.
DJ
Oh,
in
this gonna be
Chicago.
real hot tonight, fellas.
Hey.
Y'all missing out. But fellas, you know what? It was so hard for me to get a guy to come on the show and talk about dating after their divorce. I had to have one guy ask me if he could come incognito, could he wear glasses? And I'm like, dude, it's not that serious. I was like, maybe we'll use you for another episode. But we want to get into the some questions. We got some great questions here, you guys, that I came up with, and they're gonna pry just a little into your life. And I just want to find out what it's like, and Sheila and Jesse will be able to talk about what it's like dating after a divorce. Like I said, Joy is happily married. So we got our first question that's coming up, and we'll share with our viewers so that they can see it as well. So how many times have you been divorced? And we're going to ask Jesse that first because she shared with us, I believe, a couple of times.
Twice. Yeah.
And that's good. You know what? I'm always the type of guy to say, hey, do it until you get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you know, and the first time I was married for almost 20 years. I had 4 kids. And it was a very sad situation because he was an incredible love in my life. He still, till this day, is the most intelligent man I've ever known. Taught me so much about business, taught me so much about family and life and things like that. However, he was mentally ill. So it took me 5 whole years to get divorced. And it was super high profile. We were on the Fox News. He had kidnapped the kids. There was just a lot of drama around it.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it was bad. Like Fox News, Huffington Post, all that. And so by the time we were all done with that, and we finally came into the terms of his mental illness, our kids were getting older, and he unfortunately, well, not all that unfortunate because we're all just relieved for him, for us.
Right.
He passed away on Father's Day.
Oh, and wow. I'm sorry. So now, Jesse, this is your ex, your current ex.
It was my kid's father, the very first husband. We got married when I was in my 20s. And we had 2 daughters, adopted a boy, and then 7 months later, boom, I was pregnant and had another one. They're like Irish twins.
Wow.
So yeah, he was an incredible, awesome. He was a wonderful dad. But mental illness is a thing. And I always talk about it being a collateral damage to people who love that person. But there was a point where I had to say, to protect the kids and me, we had to leave.
You had to leave.
And it took we had to leave. And it was really, really hard. I mean, we were a couple that belonged to Oakland Hills Country Club, had 3 houses. Our kids were going our kids were going to Paris on private planes when they were in diapers and shit,
And that's the thing. You know what? That's a good thing, and that's something that I think we're going to have to talk about and have a discussion about mental illness when you're dating someone or you're married to someone that's mentally ill. That's going to be a good topic. Now, Sheila, I want to get over to you. And let us know about your divorce and, give us a little juicy details.
The juicy details. Oh, Lord. Well, like Jesse, I was married twice. Sometimes I tell people jokingly that the first one didn't count, but it kind of did because I had my daughter. But I got married way too young, I think. And my mother could probably attest to that. Thought I was grown, I knew what I was doing, still in college and all that good stuff. But we decided he was 10 years older. So I decided that, we probably best to part ways. And I got married again a couple years later and was married to my second husband for about 17 years, I guess. I stopped counting at some point and just realized that was not for me. So not for me as far as marriage is that there were some things not quite as dramatic as Jesse, but some things that I had to, make a decision. Is it going to be healthy to stay or healthy to leave? And I decided it was healthier to leave.
Right. Do you have any regrets? Either you have any regrets?
No regrets.
No. Okay. I see that.
I'm sorry I didn't do it sooner.
Exactly, Jesse. And I had, I don't want to say, just if it doesn't work, just go get a divorce. No, if you're married to salvage, go do it. But I knew for me, especially
That it
with my
was
second
time to
one, I
move
had
on.
it was beyond
Right.
time to
You
go.
know what? Your happiness is most important in any
That's right.
relationship because if you're not happy yourself, how are you going to be in a healthy relationship?
Right.
So I think that's something that we all have to, inside of ourselves,
Hmm.
find out what it is that makes us happy and vacation there,
Yeah.
dwell in it. And
Vacation there. I like that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
important. And
And
if that person doesn't
Rodney,
agree, he ain't adding, or if the energy doesn't match, it's
right.
like, hey, this is not working.
Yeah.
That
But
energy.
one thing I wanted to point out, Jesse and I both did it. When we said two, we cringed. And it's like, why is that? Why can't
I
we own
know.
that we were, it's nothing wrong with me.
Right.
No,
And
that's how I
it's
feel
not.
Cringe
too.
when we say
Like,
we got married, we've been divorced twice. It's like a
girl,
stigma that people put
But
on
you're
I
us.
know
trying to get
people
it
that have been
right.
married like 8 times. I mean,
Ooh.
you know what? Like it's called a serial dating. You just signed a piece of paper and had a little party. That's what happened.
Now,
Shit.
Joy has never been married and divorced, but Joy has married a gentleman that was divorced.
Right.
Joy,
Right.
can you speak on that a little? Did that cause any the baby mama dramas? Speak on that.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
I know her husband. I'm gonna be in big trouble, boy. After this.
Tread lightly, tread lightly.
Okay, so my husband and I have known each other for 25 years plus. 25 years plus. And in the beginning, absolutely, it was baby mama drama. It was difficult, and it was, but now, I mean, obviously it's water under the bridge, but it definitely was hard at first because we dated. Now you ladies have been married and divorced twice. I waited till I was 45 to get married the first time. So
Oh my God, I did not know that about you, sis.
I was
Yeah.
I just thought you guys were together forever. I didn't even know that he was married before. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were your babies.
Oh, you know what? One of them really looks like me, but they
Yes,
are my
Miss Ashley. Beautiful.
yeah.
Well, so how
Gorgeous
many
Gorgeous family.
bonus kids do you have?
I have 4 bonus kids.
That's
And
awesome. And 2
kids.
grandkids.
Yes.
Did you have kids of your own? Like,
I
did you like?
never birthed any.
Whoa, they look like you. It's
They do.
crazy.
They
The
do.
grandbabies. I'm like,
Crazy.
That's too cute. So you guys had not had any regrets with either divorce, correct?
nope,
No.
Okay, and
not
it was
at all.
something. Was it mutual?
Well, the first one, no. I mean, for me, I mean, he was mentally ill, and I remember the first time I told him I wanted a divorce. Our kids were very young. We were at Oakland Hills Country Club. We're out on the patio. I'm sure you guys have been there. It's beautiful. Look, overlooking the
Oh
Ancient
yeah,
Chain.
it is.
And I was just like, listen, I love you, but I can't do this anymore. I mean, there was a lot of traumatic things and domestic violence and things like that. He just didn't like it, just mental illness. You pair all of that. It
Right,
just is
right.
an incredibly traumatic time. And I remember him and this was on one of his good days. He was a handsome Irish guy. And I remember him looking at me going, no, we're not getting divorced. And we're not doing
Wow.
that to the kids. And, I remember we talked about cussing before. So he was basically like,
Hey, you're okay. This is a grown folks show. Be
he was
yourself, Jesse.
he's like,
No judgment.
he said, fuck who you want, but we're not getting divorced. Do you want red wine or white wine with dinner?
Wow.
And he's like,
So-
and I was just like, and we had conversations like that for a solid 2-3 years before he lost his mind.
right.
I
So you had a
really
lot of
decided it was
pushback.
happening.
You had a lot of
ton.
pushback in your
A ton.
relationship when you decided to divorce. Now,
A
was
ton.
it right? Was it your idea to divorce both times?
Well, the second time, I don't know. We should have probably talked about this before. So it gets me a little scandalous. And so the second time, my husband, I'm not going to talk about who he is, but
Yeah.
my very first
We
date, I
respect that.
remember talking to him about sexuality. Because at that
Mhm.
time, I thought maybe I like girls. I didn't know. And I
Right.
just was like, I don't
Did you
really know if
try it out, any?
Oh, honey. Yes, of course.
There you
I've
go,
been,
baby. That's what
I've
I'm
been trying
talking
that shit
about.
since I was 20-something.
Live your
But-
truth. Live your truth.
Exactly. So I
There you
remember
go.
telling him on our very first date, I'm really not sure if I can do monogamy. And
Right,
I don't know
right.
if I like girls. I just don't know. And he just was like, I've never met anybody like you. And I'm like, me
That's
either.
awesome. That's awesome. Now I'm shared
So-
with you guys. I have a friend of mine, and her husband. Of course, we won't say any names, but they invite women into their marriage, and it works for them. It works for them. Tony is here, you guys, and we got to go for a break for a second. So when we come back, we're gonna bring a guy in on the conversation. This should be very interesting. So stay tuned, you guys. We're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back with a little shop talk.
That's right.
Spot so confused. Oh, baby. Tasting so sweet, acting so rude. Won't you tell me what I'm supposed to do? Yeah. High and low, in between. Acting out, make a scene. Working on our body language. Working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside. Love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside. Love you on the inside. Dance on the beat. I don't want no excuses. You keep me feeling so clueless. I'd like to dream. Keep on dreaming about us, baby. Yeah. Now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside. Love you on the inside.
All right, you guys, and we are back with a little shop talk. Let's bring our guests back on. Our two girls, Joy Santiago, Miss Sheila Asbury, and our special guest, Jessie. These are some fabulous ladies. Now we got our boy Tony. He's gonna be chiming in. There he is. That's
Tony.
Mr. Tony G.
What he look like? What he
What
at?
he look like? He too
Look,
far.
you gotta
He
see
can't-
him, Jessie. What up, Tony?
Tony,
Oh,
get up
man.
close, honey. Get
Look
up
at him.
close, honey.
Lord have
Flip
mercy.
your camera, Tony.
Flip your camera,
Let mama
Tony,
see
the
you.
long way.
Let mama see you.
This way. There you go. Oh,
He got a retarded phone. Turn it.
No,
Probably got a
Is that
Samsung.
your camera that you're turning?
right,
They're
Jesse.
gonna take him backstage and get him together. So
Get him together.
let's get into this next question. You guys, and I noticed that and especially you, Jesse, we didn't get a chance to talk to Sheila about her exit in the divorce. And I know it's a little trauma there, and divorces can be really, it's like a death. It's like a death.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure when you divorce, and especially if you have children that are involved in it as well. Now, Sheila, how did you make your exit? Was it something that you wanted, or did your ex want it, or?
The first one was mutual. I will say that we were a little bit more mature, even though I was a lot younger. It's never easy, especially when you have kids. So I don't want anything that, we don't shake hands and move.
Right.
Process through the divorce, splitting up everything, child support. That's all contentious, but I'm happy to say that over time that got better with my first.
Right.
Second husband, it took a minute because it was a little bit of, I'm not going to call it mental illness, but there were some things there where I had to kind of create an extra strategy. And when he realized that, it's really like, she's really leaving me, he tried to beat me to the punch, took all the money, took my cars, took my kid, like took everything. So I'm being honest. This is transparency. It's not, like you said, it's like a death, except you're living.
Right.
It's
It's
financial burden.
resources. He took away your resources.
Resources. There you go. Exactly.
It's a
Now,
financial
Sheila,
burden.
you said that he took away the kids. He took the kids from
He
you.
tried to take both, but he couldn't take one. Yes.
Mhm.
That was hard for me because we were living in different states at the time that it happened. But you know, I had my faith. I dug
Right.
in. I had a lot of family support. When people see me today, and sorry I get emotional with this, but when people see me
That's
today,
okay.
they don't realize where I came from
Right.
because it hurts.
Honey, I
Right.
feel you.
But I
Right.
have made it. I'm good. Now I need to go find Mr.
There
Right.
you go. And you're absolutely beautiful. And just a little side
Adorable.
note, Sheila
Thank you.
is my sister, like my sister. And
Mhm.
every opportunity I get when a good brother comes by, I try to introduce Sheila to, a good guy. But
Honey,
the
we're
brothers
going to
hadn't
talk
been
when this
able.
is over.
Exactly.
Good.
The brothers
All right,
hadn't been
Jesse.
able to stand up to Sheila. So we're going to go into our next question. Before you guys started dating, did you take time off to manage the emotional impact from the marriage of the previous relationship that you had?
Mhm.
Jesse, you want to speak on that?
No,
Because
I
it
did
seems like
not because
you
I was
didn't.
already, Rob was my business partner. So we were
Oh,
already
okay.
knowing each other. And I told you about the whole ethical non-monogamy thing, right?
Right.
And I dated a girl so in between there. So my
Okay.
husband was aware. I lived in Michigan part-time and I lived in another state. And obviously we didn't it was one of those things like don't lie if I ask a question kind of things. And
Mhm.
he'll probably say something different about it. I'm not sure. And I'm not even going to
Right,
speak to what
right,
he thinks and it doesn't matter. And but it was a decision time for me, and
right,
I had
right,
to decide for myself for my future. He asked me a question, and I won't go into details of it because I respect
right,
his privacy as well. But he asked me a question, and I felt like my whole life flashed before me, and I could have
Mhm.
right.
answered one way and manipulated the conversation, and had everything, because back, I didn't have to worry about money. I didn't have to worry about my future. I
So you
worked.
were
It
financially,
was
yeah, you were
it
financially set.
yeah, it
So it
wasn't
had
one of
nothing
those
to
it
do with
wasn't
that.
one of those marriages where he said, let me take care of all your kids and all your needs, and let me be there. You don't have to worry about anything. It was never that. Money was always a thing, right?
Right, right.
And
Mhm.
so it wasn't that. I truly loved him with all of my heart. And I
Right.
had breast cancer, and when I went through
Oh
that, he was right
wow.
there. He was right there with me, with me financially, like took
How
care of me.
how
I couldn't
soon
work
did
for a
that
year.
happen? How soon
I'm
did
sorry.
the breast cancer did you get sick after the divorce?
Oh, this was before the divorce. This
Oh,
was
it's
like maybe
before. Okay.
4 years before.
Right.
And so, in how we got married was like overseas and things like that. It was very glamorous, whirlwind, romantic kind of a life. He's a high
Right.
profile person, right? And I just loved who he was and his humanity, and he taught, and I just like really, so he has like an innocence about him and things like that.
Right.
And so but then like obviously like with me and Rob, things were just progressing in a way. And like I said, we talked about the monogamy, non-monogamy thing.
Right. Right.
I would bring home The Ethical Slut. It's a book. I recommend everybody read
Oh
it.
wait. This is a book.
What
You're
is it
not
called?
talking about
It's not
someone
my book.
who.
It's somebody else.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's been in publication for over 20 years.
Okay.
I think it's like 100 languages or something. And it talks about how human beings are not made to be monogamous forever for your entire life. So if
Oh,
I like when I
that's
find
pretty
that,
good.
Oh,
yeah, but
That's a
I
show.
also, I kind of was thinking that I was a polyamorous person. And we just
Right.
didn't openly talk about it because he was so much older. And I
Right.
did what I was supposed to do. It was like Jesse be skinny, Jesse be charming, Jesse be beautiful,
Right,
Jesse
right.
be
So he
appropriate.
kind of had control over the relationship. Now, Jesse, when you left him, you went to in a relationship, if I heard you correctly, with a young lady, with a woman.
Yeah, it
How
was her
was
and
it?
him. It was her and Rob.
Oh, both of them
Not
together,
at the same time.
not
They
at the
didn't
same.
cross.
You were going back and
Not at the
forth,
same time. But
back and
everybody knew
forth.
about everybody. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Everybody
Okay.
knew
But
about
this was
everybody.
after. This was
Not
after your divorce or during. It's after your
All through
divorce.
the whole
So.
thing. She was a part of, she was a part of it before I got married. I'm sorry,
Oh,
before I
okay.
got
Okay.
divorced.
Okay.
So
I got
husband
you.
was aware. So non-monogamy is okay when he's there.
Hey, if it works,
But it's
what
not
works
okay if
for you.
I'm the one. You know what I'm
It
saying?
works for you, and always try to dominate. Now, Sheila, with you, did you take time off, to manage all of the stuff that came with the
Yeah.
divorce and with him trying to take the kids, or did it turn you off about relationships?
Yeah, well, in my mind, I thought I did. That was my goal and my intention. But to be honest with you, my first husband, I was a lot sexier than this. And
Girl,
my
Oh,
you're
you
second one,
still
I
sexy
a
was
now.
even
What
sexy
are you
baby? Don't
sexier.
talking
downplay
about?
You know,
yourself. You are
but so I
sexy.
tried to take time off. But when people got
You
wind that I
sexy
was
lady.
single, they were like, "Hey," they were trying to take me off the market again. So I did try to wait, but I even wore my
But
ring
that,
for a
yeah,
long time, just so people can like respect the union or whatever. But it didn't work.
exactly.
It
Here
didn't
we
work.
go. Tony's going in and out. Tony, you got to get it together. Now we're gonna go on to our next question, and Jesse kind of answered some of it. It's what was your divorce final before you started dating someone else? Now,
No.
Sheila, you told us that you put it on pause for a second.
Well. The first time, it was final before I started dating. But then
Okay, okay.
once I was out there, I dated multiple people, like going out or whatever. And again, I was a lot younger, so the mindset was a little bit different. Second time around, no, it was not final on paper. It was final as far as I was out of the house, living separate lives, going
Yeah,
through
well,
divorce.
that's fine. As far as I'm concerned, you out of the
Yeah,
house, that's a wrap.
yeah,
And
out
then
of the
Jesse,
house.
you were dating, right immediately after during the marriage. So was that the cause of, or part of it? Was it the cause of the breakup, or did you go to the woman
Yeah, I
because you
think
were tired of men,
no,
or
no,
he
no,
didn't
no,
take you
no.
at
It was
that?
I always had a thing for girls here and there. It was a very much a sexual situation, and this was the first time
Hmm.
that it became
You know
more
what, baby?
emotional.
Our ratings are about to go to the sky.
I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
I
so
over
bet,
here
no,
like
no,
scandalous.
no,
this.
no. I bet you it's gonna be a whole bunch of brothers that's gonna
Jesse, I'm
tune
gonna
in
just sit
on
like
next
this
week.
and listen the rest of the show.
I
I'm just gonna
love
sit like
it.
this
I
and
I told
love
listen.
you
it.
we're
No,
going to lunch,
sweetheart.
lady.
No, we're being transparent
Tell
here,
me
and
more, Jesse. Tell me
it's
more.
grown
Well,
folks, and this is very interesting, very
well, you
interesting.
know
But I
what it is.
know,
You know what it is. It's
hmm
my kids were younger, and my
right,
childhood and all of that. I mean, Rodney, you know some of that stuff. And I
right,
think a
most
lot of it
definitely,
is that I wanted to make sure my kids were okay. And my baby
right,
just turned 18, and we
and
talk
that's
about it because
important,
I'm writing a book, and my kids are all like, Miss Mom, tell your story
That's
because
right.
you're a
right.
warrior, and we're proud of you, and we love you. We don't care who you're sleeping with.
And
We don't
that
care.
and that's
There you go.
powerful. When
And
That's
you
right.
have
and
love
what
from your family,
That's
that's all that matters. That's all
Yeah,
that
and
matters.
really, and then like I said, and the young lady I was hanging out with for a
Hmm.
while, and Rob and my ex-husband and all of that stuff. Like I thought everybody was aware of everything. I thought I was as transparent as I could be with a respect to their level of comfort, right?
Right, right,
And I think,
exactly.
I was given an ultimatum, and I think somebody thought I was gonna go right and I went left.
Yeah, there
And
you
I
go,
really
and that's your
and I
thing.
just yeah,
That
and
is
it's like
your
I finally
thing.
this, and it was a big thing. Is that it's a year that I mean, I met my birth father for the first time the year I turned 50, and
Oh,
it was the
oh
first
wow. So
yeah.
that's not too long ago.
No, because I'm 53 now, so it
Right.
was the
Do you
first time
think,
there was a yeah. He's
Jesse, I'm
amazing.
sorry. Do you think that your dad not being a part of your life, did that impact the
Hundred
relationship that
percent
you had? Yeah, I
with
figured
men,
it.
1000%, and it was the
Yeah.
first time in my life there was a man in my life that wasn't
Wow.
trying to have sex with me other
Right.
than my son, and
Right.
he was proud of me. He loves me. He's there
Wow.
for me no matter what decisions I make. And no matter if I gain 20 pounds, no matter if my hair is not perfect, no matter I said some off color thing at a party, it didn't matter. He's like, I love
Right.
you. I'm proud of you. And I am here for you. And honestly,
That's powerful.
it's
That's
kind of like that
powerful.
with Rob too. And it just made
Right.
me kind of understand. Like I sat there, and when I was asked a question about Rob, I was just I told you my whole life flashed before my eyes, right?
Right. Right.
And I just
Right.
was like, I need to stand in my truth. I don't know if Rob's going to be around forever. I don't know. I
Which
hope
is
so because
which
I
is
really love him.
so
He's amazing.
Important.
But
It's
I
so
don't know
important.
that. But I just know that I'm standing on my own 2 feet and my own truth for myself.
Right.
I'm making
It's so
decisions for
important.
myself. And that was like the
We
thing that
gotta
drove the train for me.
right. We got another commercial break that's coming up, and we come back. I want Joy to speak on, far as having your dad in your life, how that impacts your relationship with a man and with your husband. So, Joy, just get it together, and I know that's going to be easy for you, to share. So, we're going to take another break, you guys, and we're going to be back with just a little shop talk. Make sure you guys like and share. Make sure you like and share. All right, you guys, see you in 1 second.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door.
There's like 30,000 people.
All right, you guys, and we are back. We're going to bring our girls back on. We got Joy, we got Sheila, and our special guest, Miss Jessie. Where you at, Jessie?
I think her
Oh,
camera's off.
something happened. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Joy. What'd you say, sweetheart?
I think her camera's off, but I think she'll be back on shortly.
Okay, great. So, Joy, let's go into right quick about having your father in your life and how that affects your relationship, your marriage, or just relationships with men. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had my father my whole life. He passed away a couple years ago, as you know, and he was always present. He was there for me. He was my best friend. And Jessie was talking about earlier how it was absent in her life, but this, with me having my father in my life, I had somebody who loved me unconditionally always.
I don't know what happened, but
That's okay, Jessie. That's okay.
My puppy was up here trying to kiss me, and I was
That's
like,
okay. We got
Aw.
Joy speaking on what it's like to have a father in your life and how that impacts your relationship with your significant other. So go
Yeah,
ahead, Joy. I'm sorry.
oh, you're good. So anyway, so I think what was good about it is that, I mentioned earlier that I waited till I was 44 and a half. I'm 54 now. And to get married. And it was, my life was complete with my dad. He was my best friend, and so I could share everything with him. He was just my rock. So I think that was important. So
it is because, and I think your dad kind of sets the tone of what type of man that you're going to be looking for. So, brothers, that's why it's so important to be in your princess's life. if you have kids, even if you're your little king, be in their lives, show them that they're loved, even if the parents don't make it, ladies. And this is something that I always share with everyone. You may have had a bad breakup, and Sheila, with when you have kids, but when you come out of the breakup, don't dog
That's
out
right.
their dad. Don't
Right.
speak ill of
Right.
him. Whatever it is that he's not doing, the kids will find out on their own.
That's right.
So always uplift him, even if he ain't no good. Just kind of uplift him in front of the kids, because you want it to be positive. Because a lot of times divorces, they affect the children.
That's
And
right.
that's the thing that we don't want to happen, because whatever grown folk stuff is, that's on you. But you don't want the kids to be affected by the relationship that you had with because you chose each other. The kids had nothing to do with
That's
that
right.
relationship. So I think it's really important to think positive on it. Now, we have someone that came up with a question. Being truthful is for the bold. Thank you,
Oh my
JPE. You know, Jesse, is that someone you know?
no,
It's not. That's
no.
awesome. And we have
That's
Nico Mo. Good evening from
Madonna, Georgia. Wow. All
Georgia.
right.
Thank you.
Just tuning
Thank
in. All
you.
right.
I
We
got like all
appreciate you
teary
guys.
eyed. Thank
Hope you like it.
That is awesome. So let's get to the next question, you guys. We got a couple more questions before we go. So here we go. What is it? What do you think about dating if you are legally separated?
Is that
What do
even
you
a
think
question?
about
Why not?
dating if you are
Well,
legally
yeah, I mean, if
separated?
you're legally separated, you can date. But honestly,
That's
I
legal,
don't know.
right? You
It's
separated. It's
legal.
like,
It's legal, but keep me personally. You can do it, but make sure both your feet are out, because sometimes people are legally separated and they get back together and
and then
maybe
it
Talk
hurts the
about it
other person.
That's
and
right.
talk
So make sure
about it. Make sure everybody is aware.
Right.
put all the cards on the table and let them know this is where I'm at, and you can you're not going to get married again. Just have fun, but at least let everybody know and be
No,
honest. If you feel like
exactly.
you're
Yeah,
going back to
don't.
your ex,
Yeah.
be
Honesty
honest.
is the key.
It's
Joy,
key.
now, you didn't date your husband while he was still married or legally separated, did you?
Ooh,
Plead the
Inquiring
fifth.
minds
look
want
at
to
her
know.
face right
Look
now.
at
Come on,
Jesse.
Look
Joy,
at her
come
face.
on.
Sis,
Joy, did you turn red just now?
Because wait, Joy, before you answer, the only reason I ask that is because a lot of times some people leave their spouses and they don't get a divorce, and they don't have any intentions on going back with them. So sometimes it kind of collides. It's like, okay, it's a situation where they usually say on social media it's complicated.
Yeah.
So Joy,
sometimes
speak
it's
to that.
about money, though. Sometimes it's about finances
Oh yeah,
and what
that's
they
true.
have and what they can
Property.
keep
If you got
together.
a lot of property
But
together.
if it's over, it's over. Forget the money. If it's over, it's over. Don't hang
It's
on
not
to
worth
it.
it.
It's not
It's
worth
not
it.
worth
Yeah.
Sorry, Joy.
Oh, it's
Answer his question.
Go ahead, Joy. You answer that question.
I
Okay,
would
she's
not.
like, come
You
here.
trying to get out of it. Come on, girl.
First of all, I'm a different person now. I would have never dated him
Right.
married. Okay, he was legally separated. They were living apart. I didn't break up their marriage. They were apart,
Mhm.
and I would have definitely not done that. So I think thinking back now, that was 20 some years ago, I would not
Right.
have done it because of the reasons that Jesse and Sheila are talking about. There's kids, there's money involved, there's assets, and that's what made it's complicated.
Right.
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 And so me being totally single, not separated, not divorced, just totally single, it was hard for me being on that side,
Right.
as well.
Right.
And it's also, here's the other thing. And now it's disrespectful to the other person, the spouse, the soon to be ex-spouse.
Right.
So
we have a viewer, somebody chimed in. Make sure you're on the same page.
Hey,
Which is
Joyce.
important.
Hey, Joyce. Thank you for that.
We appreciate that. Joyce, make sure you like and share with everybody out on social
She
media
a
on your
fan. She a
page,
fan. She
which is
shared. I know
awesome.
she-
We appreciate you. We want to go to the next question. We got a few more, and we want to get through these questions so that we could really just talk in depth about divorce. How long did you guys wait before you started dating after your divorce was final? So I think we kind of spoke on this. I know
Yeah.
Jesse did.
Well, I did go on a golf date with somebody that they sent me a private plane to take me golfing at
Oh,
where they play the Sohan.
Yeah. Look, baby, that's something that you could not pass up. at all.
But and we're friends. We're friends. This is when I was trying to figure shit out, right?
Right, exactly.
And so he just was like, I'm flying in from Spain and blah blah blah. And I know you're a golfer. I golf, and let's go to and there's a golf course in Ohio, in Toledo, where they play the
And that's what
Solheim.
you guys went.
Yeah, and he sent me a plane.
Right?
He sent
Jesse,
me a plane.
where you meet these people at? We got to get to that question. I want to know.
That's why I told you we need to have lunch, girl.
That's a good one. So Sheila, how long did you wait afterwards?
After the divorce, well, as I mentioned
final.
earlier, the second one, I was kind of in a situation or entanglement with somebody else.
Right.
Situationship.
Yes,
there you go. I like that, Jesse.
They wanted to take me off the market pretty quickly, and I let them. So it wasn't that much longer, but I had already been emotionally disconnected from the divorce. We were just going through the formality of splitting up assets, kids, and all that kind of stuff.
So and going into the next question, when you guys finally started dating, was your intent to just have a hookup or one night stand, or were you looking to get married again? I already know the question to that, the answer to that.
Lord have mercy.
Lord.
Jesse,
right,
what about you, Jesse? Was it a hookup, or you just needed some time?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely get married again, but I don't feel like I have to. Right. And I think, I mean, it's kind of, it would be nice to say he's my husband as versus my boyfriend. I'm fucking 53.
Right.
It's weird. Right. But he did give me a really nice ring. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean,
and that's okay.
And really, honestly, my intention for me anyway is to marry myself. Because I've never done that.
There you go.
And this is my first time in my whole life that I'm making decisions for myself and what makes me happy and what makes me strong and
that's
not
powerful.
That's how I show love.
That's very attractive to a man. When a brother sees a powerful woman like that, that's very attractive. Now, Sheila, what about you?
What was the question?
Be honest now. Come on.
So my intent, I'm not into hookups. I mean, I want companionship, having fun. I like to do a whole lot of things. So I want
Sheila, not necessarily. What about, and I have some women, I work for women, I do hair. Mm-hmm. So I have some women that have been divorced for a while and they have not had sex.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Well, I can honestly say, and I shouldn't say this out loud, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. So
you might need that little to get the edge off.
Hell no.
Right?
But Rodney, that's just personally is not me. But I also do not have an issue with that either.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to go with somebody just to hook up unless it's my choice.
Oh,
but it's not going to be out of desperation. And just like Jesse said, I mean, it would be nice to be married. I'm not dating people to say, oh, he's going to be my next husband. I just want to have fun, have a good time. And if it evolves, that's fine. I'm okay by myself. Right. I know who Sheila is. I'm learning that, so, but I'm not.
She's adorable.
And she is. Sheila is. Look, she's going to be married before this whole thing is all over. Sheila has been on here with me. Oh, we have Tiffany Talley. She says, yes, that's what it's all about.
That's right.
So I guess you got some women out there that don't need the hook up. All right, we got Miko again. She divorced in 2018 after 15 years, married, and just started dating earlier this year. Congratulations, sweetheart.
Congratulations.
Had to get herself together, which included therapy. And I like that. Just turned 50 on the night.
Right.
Happy
50 is magic.
Birthday.
That's right.
50 is a pivotal, magical time.
It is. You don't care anymore. You don't care what other people think at 50.
And that's important. But the most important thing she said is therapy. You know what? And I think we all sometimes need to talk to somebody just to get it off our chest, to find out who we are and to get ourselves together before we go out. And of course, we all come with baggage. That goes without saying. But you want to get yourself together before you start dating. That's how come I wish the brothers were on. We can't get Tony connected, but we need to hear from you brothers. If you are out there, if you're watching the show, please chime in on what it is that you do. But I know brothers, and most brothers, and I'm sorry to say, they looking for the hookup. The brothers get out of that marriage and they're straight going forward. So it's important for you women to have an understanding so that when you do start dating, you'll know where it's going. It's like ask. Communication always says,
transparency is key. And
right.
I can't speak for a man because I'm not one, but I've talked to several men about on this topic. And a lot of times they're just as hurt as we are, and they validate themselves a little bit differently than we do.
Almost
the hookup
definitely.
is the validation, like, yeah, I still got it. I can get out there.
Right. So they got to go out and have sex with some
women
other
do that too. Women do that
we
too.
we do it too.
True.
Yes, you're
I
absolutely
put
right.
some boys through the ringer just to make me feel validated, and you
Yeah.
know, sometimes they're like a couple of years older than my oldest kid, but
Exactly.
it's a thing.
Right.
Yeah, so let's go on to the next question. I'll get through these questions before it's all over. What concerns did you have, if any, when you re-entered the dating scene again? That's loaded.
It's crazy.
What, Jesse? What did you? I don't think Jesse had no concerns. Jesse knew what she wanted.
I think this is
I love Jesse.
On.
Jesse knew.
I mean,
Jesse,
I'm always like, what concerns did I have? Excuse me, did you see me?
there you go, baby.
Go sit down.
Exactly.
It's fun as hell.
Right.
I'm funny.
Right.
I mean, I don't ever have insecurities that I'm not a good potential partners for somebody because I'm working on myself every day.
All the time. There you go.
All
Right.
the
There
Me
you go.
too.
I make sure my look is good. I make sure my work is good. I make sure my money's tight. I make
There
sure my
you go.
skin is good. My cooking is off the charts. Bitch,
There you go,
fucking
There
Jesse.
you go. Look, Jesse, your guy gonna propose to you after this show, baby.
Oh,
This
honey,
gonna be,
what do
we
you
going
think
to a
I
wedding,
have?
you
You
guys.
can tell-
But
you
we're
can hear
going
me.
right after this commercial break.
Oh.
We got another commercial break, you guys. So
These
we're gonna take
breaks.
this break and we're gonna come back and finish the conversation right here on Shop Talk.
Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up.
Broken future. All the plans you made in your heart grew just to die. But what's standing in our way? He doesn't mind at all. He won't want you like that. He does whatever what it feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He won't want you like that. He does whatever what it feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah. So I pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go, go? I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go, go? I fall for his eyes when he's staring into mine. Know he's bad for me. So what's standing in our way? And he's out of my league. I feel insecure, but I hope this is real, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He won't want you like that. He does whatever what he feels for nobody but himself. No, yeah.
Hey, you guys, and we are back. Make sure if you're tuning in, you guys that are out on social media, that you like and share our show, because these are some interesting topics and it can help someone else. The women, I appreciate you guys being on here and being transparent and being open about the conversation, because a lot of people will tune in and they'll just listen. They're afraid to come on and talk or give their opinion. I even know some people that have came in anonymously online, and it's like, you know, they didn't want anybody to know who they were. I didn't think it was that serious, but we want you to like and share, to tune in. We got Jesse back. And Jesse, unmute your mic so that we can hear you. Your mic is on mute. There you go,
Yeah.
sweetheart. Now, Jesse, one important thing that Jesse said, you guys, that I wanted to touch on is that her self-esteem, she had self-esteem. A lot of times when marriages break up, and it's sad that I've known some brothers that try to break the woman down, try to
Mhm.
break your self-esteem. Is that something that you, Sheila, I can ask you, is
Mhm.
that something that ever happened to you from your divorce, or was your husband? How did that happen?
First of all, Jesse, flip your screen
Yeah,
Oh,
your screen flip. There you
sideways.
go, Jesse.
There-
There you go,
sorry.
beautiful.
I had
We got you
put under
back.
pressure.
Yes, it
Thanks,
did happen.
Julie.
A lot of men, and I should say a lot. There's some. Mine did,
Mhm.
unfortunately, try to attack my self-esteem over time. It
Right.
was like every time my light would shine, it's like he wanted to dim it because he felt like
Wow.
he was competing with me.
Mhm.
And in some occasions, I did do it just to keep the peace in the house, right?
Right. Right.
And then as we got closer to the divorce, it got worse and worse to the point where he put stuff out in the world before this social media stuff. It
Wow.
was
About
so
you.
untrue. And I at
Yeah.
first I was trying to validate, like, no, that's not true. And I said, you know what, people are going to believe what they want to believe. But I just wanted to make sure I stood true to myself, no matter
Right.
how much
It's important.
I got pulled down and you're not good enough, and no man's gonna want you because you've been divorced twice. No
Right.
man's gonna want you because you don't have your kids because I took them. No man's gonna want you because you don't have
Right.
no money. I said, fuck all of that. I'm
Right.
still
Right.
Sheila, and I'm gonna come back. And I came back stronger than I ever have with the, I shouldn't put God in front of it after I just cussed, but you know where I'm
That's
trying
okay.
to go.
That's
He gets
okay.
it.
But it's
Yeah,
true. It's
you
real. A
do.
lot of men do that. I don't know if they do it intentionally
Right.
or not, but we have, as women, not to we have to protect ourselves and protect
Right.
who we are.
Right.
You can get lost very easily.
And that's important. And Jesse, that didn't happen with you at all. And you strike me as that person. You are not a sister that's gonna break. You know what? And I read your bio, and we're gonna touch on that towards the end of the show. I want you to, talk about who you are and what it is that you do. But you've been through a lot, and you are still standing. And I applaud you. I mean, you are a powerful woman.
Aw.
And it's so cool. We're gonna have to come back on so that you can share your story, so that
Mhm.
we can empower some other sisters, that have gone through
And she is a
a
sister.
terrible time. Exactly. And she is, y'all. She's gonna tell you. But wait, we got this one last question, you guys, and it's during the transformation. Come on, scroll it so that everybody can see. During the transformation after, where's the question? All right, producer, we
No.
don't have it. Let me say, during the
There it goes. There it goes.
or after, did you ever think about going back to your ex? Now that's
Hell to the no.
Hell
Hell
to the
okay.
motherfucking
They
no.
like no.
to the no.
Hell
No,
to the
no, no.
motherfucking no.
That's right.
You
Just
guys
say it again.
never-
Hell to the no.
Never thought about going back, trying to
Whatever.
work it out.
No.
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 Okay, I applaud
See the
you.
words
So,
coming out of my mouth? No.
nothing lingering, no sex afterwards, or when it was done, it was done. Okay, all right, you guys. So, did you guys have to share the home together
I'm
after
sorry.
the
Share
divorce, or
what?
was it just immediately? Did you
Share
guys
what?
have to share the home together
Home?
after you divorced?
No.
The dwelling.
No,
Or
I didn't. I
Did
did
you
not.
No,
move,
we
or
had
did he
multiple
move,
houses.
or?
Well, for me, we lived in two different states. It was just by design.
So did we.
Oh, you too, Jesse.
Jesse.
I
Same
went back
thing.
and
Okay,
forth.
so it worked out for you guys, because I know
Well,
sometimes people,
here's what happened with me. So we didn't live together, but we had moved, and then we still, because of the recession, we still had the house here in Michigan,
right?
and my job was still here. But when I got divorced, he took everything. All I had was a bed and a TV.
How?
Wow.
A shell of a house.
How the fuck did you let him take everything?
Exactly.
Well,
What the hell?
what?
Oh,
Listen,
you just
listen. It
walked
wasn't.
away?
I don't want to. I'm not the victim. I don't want to play victim here. I
Right,
left
right.
it. I got my motorcycle. I said, I just want my motorcycle. You can have
I
all
love
that
you
shit. My
for
clothes.
That's
I
right.
started from scratch. My
She was
clothes
drove
was
a
there. My
motorcycle.
motorcycle. The only thing I went and picked up was my motorcycle.
Okay.
And
Honestly.
that was it.
So
And
I
Sheila,
just-
Sheila, you know what? Revenge is success. When you're successful, that's the most powerful
That's right.
revenge that you can get from
That's
somebody.
right.
And all three of you women are very successful in what it is that you do. And for any brother that does not choose one of you women, it's like, hey, they can't step up to the plate, because you guys are beautiful women. You're powerful in your own right. You're very successful at what you do. And divorce happens sometimes. It doesn't mean that you're wrong or he's wrong. You just weren't right for one
That's
another.
right.
And as time goes on, you kind of grow apart. And I always say that marriage should be like driver's license. They should expire after
And
a
renew
certain length of time, and you have the option to renew it if you choose to. What you think, Jesse?
Yeah, and I talk about personal evolution all the time, right? We
Mhm.
all evolve, we all change. I'm not the same bitch I was yesterday.
Exactly.
That's
So,
right.
you know,
That's right.
the whole marriage thing, you have to recommit to yourself. You
Exactly.
commit
This
to
is
your
so
partner and
important.
the love you have every single day.
Right. And you got to love yourself. It's so
That's
important.
right.
You got to love
Number
yourself.
one.
Exactly.
What'd you say, Joy?
You got to be happy in your skin.
That's right.
Which is very important. And you know
Mhm.
what, you guys are women of color, and you have your own businesses. And like I said, I feel honored just to be here on this platform with you guys, and that's going out showing everybody how powerful we are. And we right here in the city of Detroit, you guys. There's some powerful hitters here in the city. We got Miko. Miko, I moved out the bedroom because he wouldn't. Okay, there it is. I went to the guest room for a while, then he moved out. So eventually, yeah, if you take it away from him, y'all don't know the power that y'all got in the Wu-Tang. If y'all close your legs, it would be no nation. It would be nothing. You know that song that Beyonce made, "Women Rule the World"?
Yes.
I mean, hey, it's true. I hate to say it, but it's true. Miko, I love the idea of exactly the expiration date on the marriage license. We're gonna have to get that into a law. We're gonna have to get. I'm gonna
before you can renew it, you got to go to counseling.
What'd you say, Joy?
Part 2 of this talk.
Oh, most
right.
definitely.
That's
We're
right.
gonna have to come back, you guys. We got a commercial break. It's coming up shortly, but we're going to have to come back and continue this conversation and just take it to a whole nother level, so we can talk about how dynamic you guys are, as women of color.
And men, don't be afraid of us. We don't bite.
Exactly. They're beautiful. And at the end of the day, I always say, no matter what position a woman holds, she's still a woman. And she still want to be treated like a woman. And that's so important. And you guys got to treat your man. If you choose him as a husband, then don't tear him down. Treat him like a king. And it does, Jesse, it goes both ways. So that's most important. That communication, like I said, communication is key. And I think before you get married and decide to, and especially if you got blended families or whatever, you got to have a conversation. And that's most important. And I think relationships last longer if you're open, if you're honest, and if you're communicating. You got to let people know exactly, Jesse. You got to let them know what you want and what you're looking for in the relationship. And as you said, Jesse, we evolve every day.
Right.
And we're different people. So you got to keep up with your partner. So we got one more.
I got to get a partner first.
There you go. It's coming. It's coming, baby. Just hold on. Hold on. We'll be right back. We got to do a little shop talk.
taste it with your lips on mine that you don't love me like you did that night. I'm so nervous that you'll never feel the same and you'll never find a place in my arms. Hey, show me love, 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 show me love. I'm not asking you for much, just give me something to feel. Show me love, show me love, show me love. Call me up if you feel a little lonely. I wanna spend some more time with you, 'cause I'm anxious to know what you feel for me now. Just give me something I can taste it with your.
All right, you guys, and we are back. We're almost towards the end of the show, and here we have Jessie. And I just wanted, Jessie hails from South Korea, you guys, and she's an amazing woman. And Jessie, I just want you to let the viewers know who you are and what it is that you do right here in the city of Detroit.
Well, I mean, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I
Yeah.
dabble in a little bit of everything. But my recent things are I have a fashion show on November the 4th at the Lexus Velodrome with William
Awesome,
Palmer.
awesome. You
We
got to
are
give
so
me the
excited.
info.
And it's called the Red Line. Red Line 2022. You can get tickets on Eventbrite. Please
Great.
come. It's going to be a fabulous night. And I also have a cannabis brand, because I've been doing a lot of this work with dispensaries.
Yes.
And Rob has 10 licenses in the state of Michigan. He's a part of that.
That's awesome.
We have a line of street gear called Buddy Detroit that is coming out. We have a line of cannabis called Buddy Detroit. A lot of products and things like that go with it. And I got into it because of my breast cancer.
Right.
So I do a lot
Jessie
of
is
branding,
phenomenal.
marketing, and I'm writing my book. It should be out during holiday season.
Great. Jessie, we are going to have you back on the show, babe, because you are amazing. We're going to have to just do a whole episode about you. Because
Honey,
I
we're
want
going to have
everybody
lunch.
to know.
So I can get Sheila all hooked up with us. Fabulous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to have to get together and make this happen. But I appreciate you coming on the show
Thank
and
you so much
sharing.
for having me.
Yes, and being transparent about dating after divorce. And we love you. And if there's anything that we can do here on the show for you, sweetheart, just let us know.
Thank
But
you.
we're
I
definitely
appreciate
going to promote your fashion show. And again, I love you. And thanks for coming on tonight. We
Thank you so
appreciate
much. I appreciate you
You
all.
are welcome. You
Sheila,
brought a lot of
lovely.
joy. Thank you. Love you. And you guys, there you have it. Shop Talk. So we're going to see you guys on next week. Stay tuned.
My name is Christine Burkett, the inventor of the 5 F's to Love. This is a compatibility app. It's an app that gives you an opportunity to rate words that start with the letter F in chronological order of importance to you, to help you find your one true love, your soulmate, and the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So after you've taken the time to rate your F's in chronological order, you send a link to the person, you just met, or the person you've been dating for quite some time. Or maybe it's the person you've been married to for 30 to 40 to 50 years. And then you compare your top 5 F's to find out what things you have in common and things that you may perhaps need to work on. This is taking a simplistic perspective on how to find your one true love, your soulmate.